You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tuccy and Eric Reamer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business, and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Welcome to the Experience Pros radio show with Angel and Eric, coast to coast, all across America. Thank you for joining us today. It's Leap Day.
It is Leap Day. Only once every 4 years. Is that it?
That's what they say.
They say. And so we have some, I've been noticing that I'm getting all sorts of marketing, and there's like leap year specials.
Leap year specials?
Leap year specials. And so if your business is one of those companies that took advantage of this event that only happens once every 4 years, some special events, 29% off or a 29 deal or anything that I think every single day of the year is an opportunity to run a campaign for your company.
Yep.
And leap year is no shortage of things that you can do. And in fact, I had been given some trivia for leap year.
Really?
Yes. And I'm going to try and pull it out because I was not quite ready. But It was like the 29th president. Do you remember who the 29th president was?
No clue.
No clue.
But that's okay, because while you're looking for that, I'm going to share that there are several companies around the country that are offering various specials. Mm-hmm. One of the Hyatt Regency Denver Tech Center here is offering free Starbucks coffees in the Perks Restaurant Lounge when you mention Leap Day Facebook.
Leap Day Facebook.
So they're leveraging it even on Facebook.
Yes, and so go to Facebook. If you're on Facebook, make sure you go and check out most of the companies you do business with are probably offering a Leap Day special right now, today. And the only day you can take advantage of it is right now.
Who was the 29th president?
Harding.
Sure,
I know.
him.
Oh, yeah. How about this? Tom Hanks' 29th feature film was Catch Me If You Can.
Oh.
And the 29th Disney animated feature was The Rescuers Down Under.
How would we have known this?
I don't know. Google it. Google it. So so if you're out tonight and there's like some trivia wherever you're at, and it's all leap year trivia,
right,
and somebody wants to know what was the 29th film that Tom Hanks was in, you'll know. Catch Me If You Can. You heard it only here on the Experience Pros radio show.
You know what else happened on Leap Day?
No.
Superman was born on his home planet.
On Leap Day?
Yep.
Do you know anybody with a Leap Day birthday?
I don't know anybody with their own home planet.
except for maybe you.
No, I don't know anybody who was born on Leap Day. I know lots of February 28thers.
Do you? Lots?
Mm-hmm.
And I know one March 1ster.
Do you?
I do. Tomorrow is Eric's birthday. You just missed leap year. Well, were you born during a leap year?
I was born 8 at night. So I don't know if it was a leap year or not.
No, I guess it wouldn't be, because you would have to be 44 this year. But no, you are 45.
Thank you for reminding.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we have a fabulous broadcast for you today, and we may sprinkle a couple of leap year facts and goodies on you as we go through. Do you
know who first initiated leap year? Like, who put leap year on the calendar?
Was it George Bush?
No. Oh. I had guessed Benjamin Franklin because, he was the one who did daylight savings time.
Yeah, Ben Franklin's a good guess on anything. It's like saying Jesus in Sunday school.
Yeah, he's always a good answer. But
right?
No, it actually dates all the way back to Julius Caesar.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing leap year for a long time.
I should say so. Well, don't leap anywhere because when we come back, we have great business tips and insights. Ask Eric and Angel, and our good friend Sandy Corrigan is going to give us a little leadership moment. We've got great stuff today. I'm telling you,
it is a jam-packed show.
It really is. Social media. We're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about starting a business, and yeah.
Oh, actually, I was thinking, is today the day we get to talk about Pinterest? But that's tomorrow.
Oh, man. Stay tuned tomorrow for Pinterest and Angel. I see what you're spending your time on. We'll be right back on the Experience Pros Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you. And that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights. So it matters where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame to Art. The experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame to Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Trust Frame to Art. 303-722-1525. Call 303-722-1525. Located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame to Art. It matters.
Tell your staff to tune in daily to the Experience Pros radio show. Business training and inspiration from national experts are here for you every day on the Experience Pros radio show. Start your week by learning a great new business skill. Tune in midweek to boost your positive attitude, and be sure to always end your week with Fan Braggin' Friday. The Experience Pros radio show is here for you every day, changing the way people treat people in business. Join the revolution and tune in to the Experience Pros radio show. Weekday business training designed to inspire you to get your business right.
One of the perks of being a business owner is your flexible work schedule. You have the luxury of taking long weekends and disconnecting, especially when you've hired Cyber Terry of Littleton and their CEO Concierge Package. Your customers never have to know that you're on an airplane or feel like you're out of touch. With the CEO Concierge Package, you really can get away. Hire the professional administrative staff that works when you can't. cyberterry.com/Littleton or call 720-350-4065 and break free. cyberterry.com/Littleton.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service, coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products, means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
When your IT person says, your VPN's PPTP failed because the IP conflict caused a protocol failure, all you seem to hear is, blah, blah, money, money, blah, blah, last time. We're C-Squared Computer Consulting, and we speak geek fluently, but we translate when talking to you. When you understand the issues, you can better prioritize your money and time. Our managed services provide a stable spending model with system monitoring and trust. Call C-Squared Computer Consulting today at 303-933-1113 or go to c2cc.net.
Your small business matters, and James Fisher of the Growth Curve Institute wants to invest in you.
45.
Give you a free digital copy of his book, Navigating the Growth Curve. You'll enjoy this valuable text, written in the style of an espionage murder mystery that teaches the tenets of growing a sustainable business enterprise. To get your free copy of Navigating the Growth Curve, go right now to sustainablegrowthleague.com and click the download link. Do it today. That's sustainablegrowthleague.com.
The Laura Ingraham Show, mornings from 7 to 10 on AM 560 KLZ Denver.
Banned in Britain. Winner of the American Freedom of Speech Award, Michael Savage, 9 to midnight on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros radio show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show. We're so glad that you tuned in today and are listening. We're hoping we inspire you to get your business right today. Our guest is Sandra Corrigan. She is the lead with Keller Williams in the Denver region. And Sandy, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much. I am really excited to talk about great communication today. And one of the important things I think in being a great leader is great communication. And I have a question for you and Eric. And that is, have either of you ever been in the middle of a conversation and thought, how did we even get here and what are we even talking about?
Story of my life, about 3 times every hour.
And that never happens between the two of you guys either, right?
I
plead in the fifth.
Too often to admit to.
Well, we all have. And so I have a great outline for you and our listeners today so that we can get clear with ourselves first and then lead others into powerful conversations that really create win-wins. And I'll tell you a quick little story. My daughter was in 7th grade and had a difficult relationship going on at school, and I taught her this little outline. She went to school that day and had a phenomenal conversation, and that person is her friend to this day. So, little testimony on how this works.
Well, if it can work in middle school, it can definitely work for an adult. All right, so
the first thing we want to do is really get clear about the data. So, especially if we're in an emotionally charged moment or we've got something difficult to discuss with someone, is to take a minute and really talk about the what, where, who, when, and really kind of what the facts are, and be able to start our conversation off with that. And then the next thing, to identify, what am I feeling about this? And I like to use kind of the 4 broad categories of mad, sad, glad, and afraid to just identify, because oftentimes if we're really emotionally charged, then we can't think very clearly, and just even identifying that, you know, what I saw in this situation or what I heard, and now I feel, and using I statements and not you made me, but just taking responsibility for my own feelings. I feel mad, or I feel glad, or I feel sad, or whatever, afraid about this, helps to be able to just kind of lay that aside and move on. And then the next piece that I think is so prevalent is just, what am I making up, kind of the assessment. I call it the video you play in your head about the situation and the story you tell yourself. And then looking at, what do I need to own? And what did I bring into this? Maybe it is the video I'm playing, or maybe I'm triggered by some other experience that's happened, but what do I need to identify that I need to own in this situation? And then what do I want? Oftentimes we go in and we talk about something and we never really get to the, and here's what I want, and then negotiate to make that happen.
What a great model,
Absolutely.
Sandy, because it takes you through the entire process and then brings it full circle to closure. And I love the last 2 pieces, especially of what do I need to own, because so often we do play a role in that. And then what do I really want? So often we're just complaining with no goal, for no action step, no clear outcome.
What was it we were talking about? I'm just kidding. Sandy Corrigan, thank you so much for calling in and sharing this tip with us.
Well, thank you, and I will post this little outline if people want to find me at Sandra Corrigan on Facebook, and I'll post it there so our listeners can, get the outline to use in their personal business life.
Fantastic. Sandra Corrigan on Facebook, and also post it on our Experience Pros Facebook wall, would you?
I will.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
All right. It's time for Ask Eric and Angel, and we received a letter from Jay in Denver who says, can you help me maximize my social media presence, Eric and Angel? Jay, thank you for the question, and because you asked, we're going to send you a copy of our book, Lists That Save My Business, and you can find a copy of that book for yourselves at Amazon.com or through the link on our page at ExperiencePros.com. Jay, isn't that the $65 million question? How do we maximize our social media presence, and where do we start, and how do we do it? And so we turned to both our own experience and what we've seen work in the business community, as well as the good folks over at American Express in their open forum for some solutions. One of the first things that came from the article that I read from the Open Forum, Angel, says, eliminate or reduce non-performing marketing efforts.
You know, I saw that, eliminate or reduce the non-performing marketing efforts, and I immediately think that people don't know what that is.
Well, absolutely. Or they throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, well, nothing is working, so I'm going to throw it all out.
Right.
I'm going to start from scratch.
Because so often things that we're doing, we underestimate.
Right.
Every single day, the power of word-of-mouth marketing. We underestimate the efforts that we've put in. We start something and we quit too soon. I had a friend who talked about doing an advertisement in the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
So on the big, giant movie screen.
You've seen those before, sure.
Yes, the advertisement. It was her target market, demographically, geographically perfect.
Ran it for 6 months. Got nothing. And she was so excited that this was going to be the thing to market her business, put a lot of eggs in this basket. Decided after 6 months it was too expensive, wasn't performing, wasn't doing what she needed it to do. Yet over the course of the next 6 months, many of her clients, brand new clients, mentioned to her
I
yeah.
saw your ad
Right.
at the movie theater. Now, what triggered it was I finally got a flyer, or I ran into somebody. I saw you in the newspaper. I saw this here. And the layered effect that happened. But I saw you at the movie theater.
That's it. And really, when you're talking about your social media, you can imagine your website as being one screen for the movie theater, and your Facebook being another screen for the movie theater, and maybe LinkedIn as being another screen. And these are all playing these things. Don't stop what you're doing, but really, these are layers. And that's the thing that we teach more than anything else is rather than throwing out something because it's not working, strategically layer them so that they do work.
Absolutely, because it does work and it does make a difference. The one thing you know about social media, 750 million people on Facebook. Surely your target market is hanging out on Facebook, whether that's YouTube, LinkedIn, Meetup, Facebook.
Absolutely. The next thing that we want to talk about is, scheduling time to become active in one or two of those social media presences. It is not enough, and I've asked many people over the years, hey, do you have a Twitter account? Oh, yeah, I started that when Twitter was big, or when it got started, but I don't do anything with it. And do you have a LinkedIn account? Oh, yeah, I created one eons ago, but I don't do anything with it. Schedule on the calendar a time where you do something with these social media outlets.
You know what? If you're running a campaign, for example, today is leap year, and we are talking about using the holidays, using the calendar to create a campaign.
Yep.
These are all distribution tools for your company, places that you can put out who you are, what you do, the benefits you provide, and you can take advantage of it. So often we think, well, it's a time waste. I'm just going to sit there and the time is going to fly by and I'm going to waste my time. Make sure your company is found on social media because other people are wasting their time and they're going to stumble across you.
Isn't that the truth? Now, if you follow these things, and Jay, we're going to send you that copy of that book. If you follow these pieces of advice, you will no doubt see a surge in your social media marketing ROI, your return on an investment. But what happens if we just go back a little bit further and you're just getting started in business? If you're just getting started in business, you have some absolute things you need to know, and we're going to bring those to you right after these messages. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
When it comes to dental wellness, you have an abundant choice. Dental Wellness at Dry Creek offers 5-star family care at discount prices well below the area average. Dr. Camilo Delizia and his professional staff welcome you with the amenities of a day spa and decades of experience to assure you the most comfortable dental experience possible. Insurance is accepted and emergencies are always seen immediately. Please visit Dental Wellness at Dry Creek to see for yourself why your next dentist is Dr. Delizia. Visit dentalwellnessdc.com or call 303-773-9400.
Hi, this is Dr. D, living life on the bright side here on the Experience Pros radio show. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and care for your family's dental wellness.
Hi, this is Angel, and I want you to picture this. You're driving home after soccer practice. Your little girl is sitting in the back seat and the radio is gently playing your favorite music. Your car is your world for the moment, and your world is safe because Nyland's Collision Center wouldn't cut corners on the quality of parts when they fixed that fender bender last month. NYLUNDS collision.com. No one knows your car better. The safety of your whole world is in their hands. Visit nylandscollision.com or call them at 303-761-9219.
Hi, everybody. It's Cheryl from ALMC Mortgage. Have you heard how low interest rates are right now? They are as low as they have been in 50 years. It's amazing. Don't you owe it to yourself to do a mortgage review? You might be able to save money on a refinance. Or if you're thinking about buying a home, now is the time to investigate your options. ALMC has lots of loan programs to fit your needs, including renovation loans if your property needs a little TLC. ALMC stands for All Loans Must Close, and we are committed to making sure that you will get the very best loan for you and your family. Call me today at 303-696-6933. If you're ready to buy a new home, an investment property, or if you need to refinance, go to my website at almcmortgage.com and let's get started. ALMC is more than you would expect and everything you deserve. ALMC is located in Aurora, Colorado, NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
You know that the Experience Pros radio show runs on caffeine, but not just any coffee will do. We believe in Boyer's Coffee and their commitment to being Colorado proud. Their sustainable efforts give you a reason to serve Denver's finest coffee to your customers and employees, but it's the taste of their slow-roasted flavor that will have you drinking Boyer's Coffee yourself. Drink Boyer's Coffee. We do. Find out more about Boyer's commitment to your community at boyerscoffee.com.
DVDs for Vets is asking listeners to donate new or used DVDs for the benefit of military veterans who otherwise cannot easily obtain them on their own. With limited entertainment, vets in rehab can use what many of us take for granted every day. To donate new or used DVDs or to learn more about this worthy cause, please go to dvds4vets.org. That's dvds4vets.org.
America's Radio News, your window on the world every day.
Hi, this is Molly Page along with Ernie Brown. We're following these stories on America's Radio News.
We'll have all your results from the GOP showdowns in Michigan and Arizona, and we'll keep you up to date on that cruise ship that's stranded out in the Indian Ocean.
These stories and more right here on America's Radio News.
Ernie Brown, Molly Page.
The afternoon edition today at 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show. Happy Leap Day. Did you know that Mondays and Wednesdays are the most common days in history to have Leap Day land on them?
Mondays and Wednesdays?
Mondays and Wednesdays. Don't know why.
Yeah, I would think it would run through the whole cycle of each day of the week.
It's a 4-year thing.
It is. It's a 4-year thing. And for some people, owning their own business can be a 4-year thing.
Well, that's getting started. Yeah, that was a good segue. I like that.
Our guest is Amy Elizabeth. She is an expert at creating a business from scratch, growing it, and then either selling it off or hiring a manager so you can retire. Amy Elizabeth, welcome to the Experience Pros radio show.
Thank you, Angel. How are you doing this morning?
We are doing fantastic, Amy, and you have begun and started businesses, and you have a fantastic method of helping business people get started in business and training them and taking them through the whole entire process. But our first question is, what is the number one thing that people need to know when they start their business?
The number one thing I would say would be customer service. If you don't handle your customer service properly, you're not going to have any business.
Well,
fantastic. I love you. And yet that is not what people think about when they think about business. They're thinking about capital. They're thinking about location. They're thinking about what product. But it all comes down to customer service, according to our expert.
Well, absolutely. And we say all the time here on the show, if you don't have a good, strong customer relationship, you don't have a business. You got an expensive hobby.
Thank you. That's exactly it. A very expensive hobby.
All right. So, Amy, let's go straight to the question, because when we talk about customer service, people immediately jump to trouble. Let's get that right off the top. Let's clear that problem. What is the only correct way to handle any customer service issue that may arise?
There's only one way, and the very first is to never look at it as a problem. It's always an opportunity to further cement your business relationship. But when that does happen and your customer calls angry, irate, the only correct answer is, yes, Mr. Wonderful Customer, I'm so very sorry, whatever happened. I accept full responsibility for the mistake. I will drop everything and be down at your company today so that I personally can correct the problem, and also to show our employees the proper way to do this in the future. And as a way to make up for your inconvenience, I'm going to reduce your next month's bill by 20%.
There are employers right now running to their radios all over America, turning up the volume so that their employees can hear what you just said. Admit to it, take care of it, own up to it, fix it.
Yes. In today's environment of no customer service, nobody even answers the phone, let alone says, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. They just make excuses. They never take responsibility. No one ever comes by to fix a problem today, and no one ever offers to reduce money on the bill. And every single time I had that conversation with a customer, I got the exact same response. The anger instantly vanished. The customer felt sheepish for yelling at me. They thanked me profusely for my great attitude and my willingness to drop everything to make the situation right. which showed them how important they were to me. And even more surprisingly, not once ever in any of my businesses did anyone take me up on my offer to take 20% off the bill.
And
Never.
so Amy, it works 100% of the time.
It does.
Why are business owners and managers so hesitant to do this?
I don't know. I think possibly greed, but it's short-sighted. It's penny wise and dollar foolish.
Absolutely.
Because keeping a customer is much cheaper and simpler than finding new ones. And it gives your business greater stability and success to maintain old customers who happily refer you, because in any line of work, any business, there will always be errors and mistakes. Nobody is perfect 100% of the time.
Absolutely. Amy,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna ask you, let's talk about training.
Okay.
And training new employees, new hires, because I think right at the front end of that work experience, you need to swim in the culture, right?
Absolutely. It goes back to having automated systems. If you have a system in place, you know, and your customers know exactly what to expect out of each employee. And if you take a new hire and just give them some vague instructions and no training, they'll certainly try their best, but really they can't help but fail and cause you problems. And problems caused by untrained employees translates into lost customers, which is unacceptable.
And we see all the time, Amy, that sometimes that lowest paid employee is the one that has that most interaction.
Absolutely.
With our customer, and yet they affect the bottom line. But you were able to rattle off just right off your head, this is exactly how you handle these problems.
You bet. There's a system.
There's
well,
a
that's
system.
because I've been doing it for 20 years, and it is a system. It's an ingrained system. This is how we do it. We don't change the system. The customer is always right even when he's wrong, and every employee is not let loose on their own until and unless they know exactly what they're doing, no doubts, no uncertainty. It may cost you a little extra up front, to pay somebody to babysit them to make sure they're 100% trained, but what it will gain you in not losing revenues and not losing customers is immeasurable.
Amy, do you find when you're helping people start their own business, then you talk about customer service, that they want to dismiss that?
A little bit in today's society, yes, because nobody gives it anymore. I mean, nobody. And so I think they don't even consider it because they're not used to getting it.
So how do you turn them around?
Well, you explain by dollars and cents is the biggest way. You show them how much money they can lose by losing a customer, and yet if they treat a customer well, how much they can earn over the life of their business, and how as that customer grows, their business needs grow, and so they'll order more and more from you. And if you're already their established service or product provider, they're going to stick with you because they're happy with you. They're loyal to you because you've shown them loyalty, and you've earned their loyalty through the customer service. But if you provide zero customer service, all it is each year, well, I'm going to rebid everything. Whoever's cheapest wins.
And we see that all the time. We see really, good companies seem to be going out of business, and yet the number one thing that will keep you afloat,
customer service.
Customer service. Amy, you wrote a book called Poverty Sucks: How to Become a Self-Made Millionaire. Do you want to talk about that?
I would love to talk about that. And yes, I did just publish about 3 months ago. I'm now a best-selling author on Amazon.com as of about 2 weeks ago, so I'm thrilled with that. And I really just want to get my message out there to help people and give back, and so people can learn how to succeed. It's really, really not that hard. If you've got a third-grade education, can do basic math, and are reasonably literate, just follow the step-by-step instructions, and you really can't fail. It walks you through every step.
Which is sometimes what we need. Sometimes we need those systems in place.
It is, and you need. If you don't know what you don't know.
Absolutely.
So you have to read from somebody who does, but will break it down into simple, easy-to-understand language that anyone can follow.
Absolutely. Our guest is Amy Elizabeth, the author of Poverty Sucks: How to Become a Self-Made Millionaire. You can find that book on Amazon.com. And Amy, would you give a little contact information in case our listeners would like to reach you?
Sure, yeah. They can reach me at my website, where they can also purchase the book at www.amyelizabeth.net, and that's spelled AIMEE. And then ELIZABETH.
AmyElizabeth.net, and Amy is spelled A-I-M-E-E, a beautiful
friendship
spelling.
means beloved, so.
Well, you are beloved here on the Experience Pros Radio Show. We love
so much.
experts who talk about customer service. It's our sweet spot. It's our hot button, and I think it's the backbone of keeping America.
It's terrific to meet people that feel the same way. That's wonderful.
Bet. Absolutely. All right. And now, folks, when we return, we're going to talk about social media a little bit. You know, Facebook's at it again. They're changing everything again, and there's more than Facebook to social media, but we're going to talk about how to make social media work for your business. How cool would that be? We'll be right back on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
When you need a product or service, who do you trust to get the job done right? Where do you look for those companies that are absolutely guaranteed to put your needs first? Is there a place where customer service reigns supreme? You bet there is. The Extreme Customer Service Directory is now online, and every company on this list has met with our rigid standards of customer-forward business practices and the highest quality service and products. When you need someone that you can absolutely trust, turn to the Extreme Customer Service Directory at experiencepros.com/directory. We guarantee it.
Every mortgage loan requires title insurance, and you have a choice of the title company you want to work with. Choose Trinity Title. Trinity Title, locally owned and awarded as Small Business of the Year, offers you the most customer-focused closing experience. Check with your real estate agent and make sure they're working with Trinity Title. Get the mortgage insurance you need by calling Trinity Title at 303-470-1213 or online at trinity-title.com. Trust Trinity Title to insure you. Trinity-title.com.
All leads groups are not created equal. When a sense of community and solid connection are important to you and your business is on the line, the Colorado Association of Sales Helpers, or CASH Group, is the place for you. The CASH Group provides an excellent way to grow your business through word-of-mouth referrals. Tom Harper of the Food Guy Catering says, "I've been networking for over 25 years, and the CASH Group is the most professional, effective, and fun group of people I've ever had the pleasure of working with." Al Pridemore of Pride Auto Care says he wouldn't trade this group of people for anything. The CASH Group, more than just a leads group, it's a family business. Based in Centennial, visit the CASH Group online at cashgroup.com.
Looking for a cause worthy of your support? MyFavoriteNonprofit.com is an online community that hosts thousands of nonprofit organizations for your consideration. Whether your passion is for animals or medical research, from education to the environment, MyFavoriteNonprofit.com will help you find and raise funds in support of that cause. Make a difference in your community. Join MyFavoriteNonprofit.com today.
America's Radio News Network on KLZ 560.
Have you seen those Pinterest updates yet in your Facebook news feed? Well, they're popping up everywhere. And just what is it? And what's so Pinteresting about it? It's an online and social pin board where users grab their favorite pictures and other stuff and share them with followers. There are a lot of pictures of cats, recipes, shoes, and kitchen gadgets. There are also lots of users. Pinterest boasts nearly 12 million of them. Most are women. To register on Pinterest, you'll need to be invited by a friend or send a request directly to the website. Pinterest was launched 2 years ago by a couple of Yale University grads and is based in Palo Alto, California. Though it's growing in popularity, it's too soon to tell if Pinterest can rival Facebook and other social networking sites. But it does have an account in the name of Mark Zuckerberg. Is it a sign Facebook's Pinterest is at least peaked? From the Technology Desk at America's Radio News, I'm Rachel Croson.
America's Radio News live, mornings at 4, afternoons at 3 on KLZ 560, The Source.
Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. You heard my talking points this morning during the Laura Ingraham Show. Well, coming up at 5:30 this afternoon, a bold, fresh talking points, not a rebroadcast from this morning. Bill O'Reilly Talking Points mornings at 7:30 and afternoons at 5:30 right here on The Source. AM 560 KLZ.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/Experience Pros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for ours. Yep, they did it again. Facebook changed the way the interface looks. You can see what the new look on our page, facebook.com/experiencepros, because I made it public.
It is. Yes, we do have the new business page up for Experience Pros. I had a hard time finding the Use Stream button, and it's always different, and they're always making it new. And so as business owners, I don't know if this is appealing, as this is, I want to use this for business, or if this is scaring them away. But our guest is here to talk to us about being a social media expert, Marty Fonke. He's an expert in multi-channel direct response marketing for over 25 years. Marty, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, very nice to have you. All right, I got to ask you right out of the gate, Marty, what's working? And by working, I mean, is it putting money in the accounts?
Well, actually, the big three-letter word is ROI. I heard you say it a little bit earlier in your show, and the good news is people are indeed finally seeing ROI from their social media their social media activities. Not everyone, but the ones that are finally getting it dialed in and sorting out the right way to do it are seeing ROI, and they're seeing some huge traffic as well.
Do we see common threads in all of those ROI folk?
One thing that I'm seeing that's really working well is tapping into pop culture buzz to leverage trends. So one example from last week was huge. The Wall Street Journal, a very serious business publication, their number one most read article for the entire week last week was an article that was published right before the Grammys about why Adele's song "Someone Like You" tugs at your emotional heartstrings. And that was a really great lesson in leveraging the groundswell of social media buzz on top of a pop culture phenomenon to drive massive traffic to a website. So those people who are either creating their own buzz or piggybacking on other buzz are really seeing some good results.
Well, I'll tell you that song does tug on the heartstrings, and I think that's one of the things that we're focusing on in our business is how do we tug on those customer emotional heartstrings. And social media gives us so many options and so many ways to connect with them. And so can you give us some examples because I know it's taken a long time and businesses were slow to get on because they didn't think it was a money maker, and therefore if it's not making money, it's immediately discounted. And yet there's so many other things to measure other than, I think, your bottom line. And so what are some things that you're seeing that they're measuring for their bottom line? You said traction was one of them.
Well, obviously a lot of people are measuring eyeballs and the total number of friends and the total number of followers, etc. And that's fine to get started, and it's something to measure that you can at least put a tangible number to at the beginning. But I am a direct response marketer, and that means that the marketing and advertising that we do is selling products directly to the consumers and measuring every dollar that we spend against the revenue that we bring in, and that's direct response. And so a couple of examples from the companies that we work with. One is an interactive design firm that we coached how to use LinkedIn, which, by the way, is my favorite social network. And within 1 week of starting on LinkedIn, that company closed a $250,000 contract directly as a result of their efforts on LinkedIn. And it doesn't get much more tangible than $250,000.
You're absolutely right.
You've got everybody's attention now.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
I have another client who's named California Casualty Insurance, and they have 14,000 fans on Facebook, and they're leveraging those fans to drive traffic to contests that they have that are really cool giveaways. California Casualty sells insurance to teachers, nurses, law enforcement, and firefighters. But the way that they're getting attention is they're sponsoring really awesome contests, one of which is called the School Lounge Makeover. And they're going into schools and completely making over the teacher's lounge to make it a much better place for the teachers and more restful and more peaceful and more productive to their work. And I know that one of the schools that actually won a school lounge makeover was right there in Denver. It's called Colfax Elementary, and they won a school lounge makeover from California Casualty. They understand that social media is not about directly selling products to the consumers. It doesn't work. And those companies that are trying it, and I see them all over the place, usually are not successful. But what they're doing at California Casualty is developing a relationship. They're opening up the conversation, developing a relationship, creating buzz with these really cool giveaways, And that is selling insurance policies like crazy because people get to know, like, and trust them.
Marty Funke, I got to tell you right now, I love what you're doing and how you're doing it, the way that you're weaving this story. The president of Funke and Associates in Lewisburg, Kansas, is talking about California insurance company that's doing business in Denver, and we're talking about it in St. Louis and Birmingham, Alabama, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. And guess what? That's the thing that social media brings all together, is that we can do business on a right here scale. Now, let me ask you this question. We know what's happening today. And today, as I led into the intro here, Facebook just notified me that whether I like it or not, it's changing, and I got no problem with that because I didn't pay for it, and I had no problem with it whatsoever. But I decided to make it public today, the changes that Facebook is doing for the business, because I need to learn it, and I might as well get on with it, right? What's coming tomorrow, Marty?
Well, one of the first things that I see coming tomorrow is actually something that's been around for a very long time, but people have not been paying attention to it, and that's LinkedIn. I'm finally seeing LinkedIn getting the respect it deserves. It is, hands down, our number one source of revenue from a social media standpoint, and it's really exciting to see people finally embracing that and taking advantage of it. So even though it's a 6-year-old, 7-year-old business now, it's finally, I think, just taking shape this year. Obviously, Google Plus is gaining big traction. It's the fastest growing social network that's ever been launched. They're already well over 100 million users. It's very interesting how Google is dominating so many things that in our lives, and Google Plus has that traction with everything that we do. Most people have it for email and documents and everything else. Keep an eye on Google Plus because it's definitely going places. And then I had made a note to talk about Pinterest before I even knew that Angel was looking at that as her passion.
Yeah, she's all Google Plus over Pinterest.
Well, I'm looking at Angel's Pinterest account right now. No. Pins there, Angel. Get some posts.
I know. I just signed up, and we're having a segment on tomorrow on the show, and I've been waiting.
We're so busted
for my first lesson in Pinterest.
Awesome. Well, I'm seeing some really neat things with Pinterest, and amazingly, even though it's a brand new social network that's really just now on the horizon, people are making money using Pinterest. So retailers who sell products online, if they take their entire inventory and post the images with links back to their website and their shopping cart, they're seeing traffic and sales come from that. I know a lot of Etsy craftspeople who sell their products on Etsy and eBay and other locations are posting images and getting traffic from Pinterest. I am also, in addition to being a consultant, a professional speaker, and I've started posting pictures from some of my speaking engagements, and I have been amazed that in the last 30 days I've picked up several new speaking clients because of that, because the image, the picture says 1,000 words, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm selling speaking gigs with just a picture on Pinterest, so I'm really excited about what the future holds there.
Well, our guest has been Marty Funke, the president of Funke and Associates. He's helped companies generate over $1 billion in sales using social media. Marty, thanks so much for being a part of the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Do you have a website we can send people to?
I'd love people to go to midweekmomentum.com, and that's a weekly webinar that I do. It's free, and I just basically give great business tips and answer any questions that a business owner might have about growing their business at midweekmomentum.com.
All right, Marty, can you post that on our Facebook page or follow us on Twitter and put that there?
I'll do both if you'd like.
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Marty, thank you so much. You absolutely rocked it. Cracked it out of the park today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. Well, folks, I'll tell you what, if you know that these things are relevant to you because you have a social media outlet as well. You have something that you're doing or you've heard about it and you need to get involved. So we'll have that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/experiencepros. Now, everybody needs to get pumped for business, and we're going to help you get pumped for business right on the other side of these messages. You're listening to Angel and Eric.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you. And that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights. so it matters where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame to Art. The experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame to Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Trust Frame to Art. 303-722-1525. Call 303-722-1525. Located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame to Art. It matters.
One way to offer extreme customer service and more value to your customers is to know what your competition is up to. Cyber Terry of Littleton will research products and services to make sure you're offering the very best to your customers. Let Cyber Terry of Littleton gather all the research and data while you focus on revenue. Don't stay up late researching. Let the professional administrative staff at Cyber Terry of Littleton make you look like rock stars. 720-350-4065 or cyberterry.com/Littleton. Do what you do best and let Cyber Terry do the rest.
Advertising is really effective, especially for small business. Turn your company into a household name by advertising on the Experience Pros radio show. We'll help you build a trusted reputation with the professionals who listen to the program. You'll connect with the right audience and at the right price. Advertise with the Experience Pros radio show. Sign up at experiencepros.com and put your brand on the tip of your customer's tongue. Sign up today and start advertising with the Experience Pros at experiencepros.com.
Imagine having a business partner watch over your computer systems day and night, actively responding to changing needs in your environment, helping make sure things run fast and smooth, protecting your valuable information. With Availability, our managed services platform, C-Squared Computer Consulting can provide 24/7 monitoring, manage updates, and optimize your systems. Let C-Squared be your business partner. Call us at 303-933-1113. Mention Experience Pros, and we'll waive the setup fee.
Small business is the backbone of America, and yet, collectively, 92% of all businesses have a less than stellar report card. The Growth Curve Institute will help you improve your report card and turn your natural velocity into performance acceleration. Check out Growth Curve Institute's upcoming skill shop that give you real-world tools that address and solve real-world challenges. Sign up for the next skill shop at sustainablegrowthleague.com. That's sustainablegrowthleague.com.
Hey, Rick, are you coming to the networking event tonight?
I don't know. Seems like all I ever do is network, and all I have to show for it's a stack of business cards. I'm not sure networking is helping me get more customers.
That's how I felt until I went to the Extreme Relationship Management Workshop. They taught me how to find all the gold nuggets in that stack of business cards. You should go.
How do I find out more?
Simply go to extremerelationshipmanagement.com and enter the promo code ExperiencePros to get 20% off.
extremerelationshipmanagement.com. Thanks.
Extreme Relationship Management, the right relationships to build your business.
KLZ 560 is hiring persons with outside sales experience. Send your resume and a cover letter to klzjobs@crawfordbroadcasting.com. Crawford Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Denver, this is Dave Ramsey on KLZ. The only way I can help you is for you to call me. Do it today. The Dave Ramsey Show is live from noon to 3 right here on the legendary AM 560 KLZ.
The Experience Pros radio show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros radio show with Angel and Eric. We appreciate you for tuning in on this leap day, the 366th day of the year. Except it's like right in the middle and not quite at the end. Okay. I don't know about that. Hey, we want to get you pumped up for this next business segment. When you think of making a business plan, do you get pumped up? Our next guest does.
Dave Levinsky with growththink.com wants to make sure you're pumped up for business with your business plan. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
All right. So, Dave, we all know that we need a business plan, but most entrepreneurs think we can just skip over this step. Tell me, why is it so important?
Sure. A business plan really is a roadmap for your company, and baseball player Yogi Berra said it best when he said, if you don't know where you're going, you're probably not going to get there. And it's really true. You need a business plan to lay out where you're going to go, where you want to go. And just like any professional football team is going to have a set of plays and a game plan, every business needs a game plan. And it's very interesting. You were just speaking with Marty about Pinterest. You know, Pinterest, is that part of your game plan? And if you don't have a game plan, you don't know if it should be part of your game plan. And so you keep, going from idea to idea, and you try Pinterest, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. You try this and you try that. But if you don't have a game plan down on paper, you don't know what you're doing. You're never going to get to that end game of growing your successful business if you haven't really identified what it is you want to accomplish.
Well, absolutely. But I think sometimes, Dave, don't you think we're just so excited? We've got this great idea or this great product, and we have it all figured out. And really, the only person that's going to ask us for our business plan is
the bank, right? Isn't it just for making money or raising capital?
Well, that's what most people think, and it is true to an extent, which is this. If you need to raise capital, pretty much you have to put together a business plan. Banks, investors, lenders, they require a business plan in the vast majority of cases. However, even if you're not looking for capital, once again, if you're looking to grow your business, you also need a plan. Unless, of course, your business is already incredibly super successful and runs without you, which I doubt is the case for anyone listening. Rather, you want your business to grow, and the only way it's going to grow is if you set out and lay out your strategy and your plan. You need to set your vision. You need to break the vision into attainable annual, quarterly, and monthly goals. You need to figure out which new marketing tactics you're going to try. You need to figure out what people you need to hire. You need to figure out what your key financial goals and metrics are. If you don't have that, there's no way you can progress in your business. I mean, things like losing weight are hard enough, and that's easy when you think about it. You say, hey, if I want to lose, 25 pounds this year, I just need to lose, half a pound a week. That's really easy, mentally to think of strategically how to get it done. For a business with 100 moving parts, it's much harder, and yet people that try to lose weight, they will actually write down a plan. But business owners, when they have a much more complex problem on their hands, they don't write down their business plan. So you absolutely need to write it down and go through the process of planning to figure out what it is you need to do, this year, this quarter, this month to progress your business. If not, a year later, your business is going to be virtually in the same place it is today.
Dave, I could not agree more. I liken the business plan and the thought process that you're discussing as to a parachute.
Right.
You don't try on a parachute. You plan.
Right.
You plan it before you get in the plane. You plan it as you pack the chute. You plan it as you pull the ripcord. You don't try it on. I don't care if it's not comfortable. It might give you a little woo, but you know what? Mm-hmm. You're riding it all the way down.
Exactly.
All right. So now here's another question. Since we've got our plan, how about the funding? We did talk a little bit about the money, and we do know that the banks require that. But what about what kind of funding should entrepreneurs be looking for in this day and age?
Well, in this day and age, if an entrepreneur needs funding, the key is this. They should be looking wherever they can get the funding. The biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make, and the reason why the vast majority of entrepreneurs fail to raise funding when they need it, is that they only go after the usual suspects. So usual suspects are traditionally the bank, and you should go after the bank if you can get that. And another traditional suspect is venture capitalists, and go after that if you can get that. But there's a whole bunch of other types of funding out there. There are angel investors, there's crowdfunding, there's credit cards, there's vendor funding. There's about 40 different sources of funding, and the key is to go after multiple sources of funding, which are basically whatever is available to you. Most people don't understand that most great companies start with just credit cards. Google started with credit card financing. Under Armour started with credit card financing. And then Google moved on to angel financing. Then they got bank loans. Then they got venture capital. So most companies raise multiple forms of capital, and you look for the funding sources that are easiest for you, which might be local angel investors, it might be local banks, it might be credit cards, etc.
Okay, so Dave, what are some of the things that the investors are looking for, even when we're putting together this business plan? You named off several different elements to it that should be included. Is there kind of a quick start guide list for how long this business plan should be, and what are the top things we should be really planning for?
Sure, it's a great question. So first off, in terms of the length of your business plan, it doesn't need to be more than 15 pages. Gone are the days of the 50 or 100-page business plan. Your business plan is not there to tell the full story of your business to investors. Your business plan is to show the investor that you have a solid plan laid out and to get them interested in meeting you face-to-face. No investor invests over the phone or virtually. They always want to meet you face-to-face. So in the business plan, what you're trying to do is to get them interested. And the key things that you want to do to get investors interested are, one, is concisely explain what it is your business does. No one wants to hear a long story. Have you ever brushed your teeth and blah, blah, blah? No one wants to hear that. They want to hear what it is your business does succinctly. The other thing they want to understand is why you are uniquely qualified to succeed. Most entrepreneurs don't understand that. They think, hey, if I just have a great business idea, then someone will fund me. That's not the case. What is it about you and that venture that are going to make it successful? Maybe that you have a great operating history in that business. Maybe you already have an established customer base. Maybe you have a patent. So answering that question, why are you uniquely qualified to succeed, is critical, and most business plans completely overlook that key question.
Well, I imagine just having that business plan filters you apart from some of the other businesses that are out there, and it already esteems you as a successful, or at least on the path to success. Dave Levinsky, can you give some contact information to our guests?
Sure. My company's GrowThink, GrowThink, and you just visit us on the web at growthink.com.
GrowThink.
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 There you go.
GrowThink.com, based out of New York. Dave, thanks so much. I don't imagine that most entrepreneurs get really pumped up about their business plans, but when you really start to think about what it can do, what this document can do to grow your business, it should really get you excited.
It should, and I've written business plans for companies that grew from 4 to 2,000 people, and that's not that uncommon. So that's what you need. You need a plan. You're not going to grow like gangbusters without a plan, period.
Dave Levinsky, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you both.
You bet. Dave brings up some great points, and I think that the one thing that we didn't get a chance to talk about, we ran out of time, was you have this business plan for the sole purpose of, at the end, selling it off, or we don't like to talk about a lot of that because it means...
No, you don't like to talk about it.
Well, it means putting me out to pasture.
Yeah, most people aren't as afraid and don't have an aversion to it as much as you do.
It's all right. I got another 3 decades before I get there, at least I hope.
There should be a light at the end of the tunnel that you will either retire or sell it or move on, or at some point sleep or take a vacation.
Whatever. And your business plan should include all of those things. So, Angela, great show today. We got to talk a little bit about leadership. We talked about what you need to know to start a business. Of course, that's customer service. You've got to get that going. Social media, Marty Funky really...
I know. Make sure you sign up for his midweek momentum. I think I'm going to sign up for some of that.
And then, of course, David Levinsky talking about the business plan and the necessity for it. You don't try it on. You write it all the way down. We want to thank you for listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where it is our mission to bring you nothing but the best in business. Have you fan-bragged today? You can do that on Twitter. Use the hashtag FanBrag, or you can go to our experiencepros.com website and just use the FanBrag page. There's a little form and make it easy for you. Now, your challenge is to go out and give somebody a 20-second kiss. Not kissing like lip locking, kissing because kindness is so simple. You can do it, and we hope that you do. Thanks for listening to the Experience Pros radio show.
This has been the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tuccy and Eric Reamer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Join KLZ and me, the inconvenient Sonny Roseman, for the next inconvenient town hall meeting from 7:30 to 9 a.m. on Thursday, March 8th.